All right, what's going on, guys? This is DG from Gamers with Goldstein. I just wanted to release this quick little video talking about the new Rostermania or lack thereof. The main one coming in right now, or which has gone on for about an hour now. Official, finally. We've had some rumblings about it in the past, but it is official now that Clayster and Gunless will be exchanged. Clayster will be coming from FaZe, Gunless will be coming from eUnited, and they will just swap. This comes after Cedarville, Anaheim, where both eUnited and FaZe did not have fantastic placings. Obviously, eUnited was without Gunless after the whole contract situation where Gunless was benched in a sense, and FaZe just didn't really live up to their expectations, which really was a thing going on for this FaZe roster for years now. They just really could never break that little bubble. They could never really win anything. I think the only thing that they won was PlayStation experience, and I'm pretty sure no one's counting that as anything. But I just want to talk a little bit here about the roster change, the roster mania, what this really does mean for the competitive community coming here in stage two playoffs and going into champs. This is obviously a pretty big roster move, although we did think that Envy was going to make a move. We saw FaZe make a move. We saw eUnited make a move. We thought that there were going to be more high-profile moves going on. Obviously, tons of rambling on Twitter for the past week from multiple different sources about, it's going to be crazy seeing what we have going on. Everyone's going to freak out. As of right now, 9:09 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, all we've seen is the Gunless Clayster swap. No one big has been dropped. No one is looking for a team. Nothing of the sort. I mean, there are little ones going on, but none of like the big three, the Optics or the Envies. Well, the Phases have. No one really thought that Optic was going to make a change. That core four has been together for such a long time now, and they have won so many different tournaments. Obviously, these past couple placings have not been what they are looking for. No one really thought they're going to make a change, such as FaZe. Envy, on the other hand, with the John, JCap, Slasher, and Apathy roster, people really thought that change was going to happen there. They thought maybe that there was going to be a three-way exchange between FaZe, Envy, and eUnited, but obviously that hasn't been the case. Also, with eUnited, Swirly was indeed dropped, making room for Clayster, but I think everyone really did see that coming. Clayster tweeted out a couple minutes after the actual transaction went down. He just said, "A trade was facilitated. I had no say in this. Glad to be a part of EU now, but don't think I requested a trade off of FaZe." Obviously, he still was incredibly devoted to FaZe. He still loved the FaZe organization. He even says later on, saying, "I really can't thank the FaZe guys, my old teammates, and the fans for showing me an amazing 2 years. I'll never forget it." FaZe was a home for Clayster for such a long time, and now to see him move again, he will definitely be missed by FaZe fans. I'm very sure you see it in the COD Comp subreddit that FaZe fans obviously are pretty mixed in the ideal. Obviously, Gunless is a fantastic player, but Clayster has been their captain for such a long time. Definitely a big change of pace for them. In terms of what both of these teams are getting, eUnited is getting a fantastic shot caller in Clayster, one of the most renowned players in Call of Duty history. Honestly, Clayster has been around for so many years, leading so many teams to so many different championships. He's a COD champion. He has really been in every single Call of Duty experience you really can have at the professional level. He knows the game in and out, and joining another veteran such as Silly, being able to mentor these two younger players, Arcides and Pristini, obviously the twins, will definitely be interesting to see how now they have two older, more adept players in this professional scene mentoring two more players rather than Silly kind of just being the team dad in a sense. Now that they have two players, how will that change? Will it mean that eUnited will be a little bit more on board with shot calling? Will it mean that they won't have as much quote-unquote drama outside of the team? We don't really know that yet. It's so hard to make any predictions. I do think that it's a good thing for United. Gunless obviously was a fantastic player, but I think having this incredible voice such as Clayster will improve them automatically, and it's something that I really don't think could go wrong for them. We'll see how the old versus new player types mesh together, but I do think that this will be a very good opportunity for everyone on the roster to really make some plays coming here in Stage 2 and in Stage 2 playoffs going into champs. In terms of FaZe, FaZe is a team that is in desperate need of a championship. They have become basically the little brother to Optic and all the other teams in recent years. FaZe is such a renowned Call of Duty organization. They're such a huge organization within this community. They probably have the second largest fan base behind Optic, and to have them just not be able to break into that championship has been so detrimental to them. I know it's been wearing on all of the players. Obviously, Attach, Zuma, Enable are now joined by Gunless. The MLG Atlanta MVP Gunless led eUnited to a event victory. Obviously, it was in very dramatic fashion. Optic came out very hot in the first series. I believe they 3-0'd them. Second match, it all went all the way to Game 5. I believe it was a throwback, search and destroy. eUnited did take the actual map and the win. Gunless, as we all know, was crowned MLG Atlanta MVP. His fantastic camo play during the entire tournament was absolutely unreal. And Gunless is definitely an interesting character in terms of his character. People think that, you know, with him refusing to play at Anaheim, with him having this whole contract dispute, people thought that there were some internal problems going on there, and obviously there were, but how much of that was on him, how much of that was on the organization? Obviously, both of the parties have their own sides, so it's hard to really say without being either one of them. I don't want to make any assumptions. I don't want to put anyone under the bus, but obviously there was some tension there between the organization, the players, and Gunless himself. Was it a good idea for him to miss Anaheim? Could this have been played out before Anaheim? I think it definitely could have. I think that FaZe and eUnited could have gone with these rosters, and I don't think there's any reason why they couldn't have gone. Obviously, I'm not a contract person. I'm not really sure how the contracts work in those organizations, so I have really no way of saying for sure, but I do think it could have worked out potentially. So how will FaZe actually react to having someone like this on their team? Obviously, Gunless is such a known name now. He basically came out of nowhere. That's the thing, though. I saw Fox talking about this on his video that he just put up, and Gunless is such a new player. He is someone that really just came up in the professional scene. Obviously, if you follow the amateur scene, you saw that he was a fantastic player. But what is someone like this who's really so not accustomed to the limelight? Obviously, MVP right off the bat in his first event is something crazy for someone who's never won an event before. What is this going to do to FaZe? Fox really did make a good point on this. Will they be able to actually acclimate themselves to someone who's not as well versed in the professional community, such as Clayster? I mean, Clayster has been around for so long. What will they really do to that? I think that the guys at FaZe, they're the perfect type of players to really be able to take Gunless in and take him under their wing. They're all true professionals. I think that the mix of Zuma, Attach, and Enable, they're all going to be, they won't be too hard-headed about anything that may happen if something comes up with Gunless. But, they'll be able to put their foot down and really be able to tell him, look, this is the way we do it here at FaZe. This is what we want. We need championships. We brought you in to win championships. So I believe that they'll be able to mesh really well. Obviously, I can't really tell what's going to happen. Maybe it'll work out for the teams. Maybe it won't. It's impossible to tell. Will eUnited win champs? Maybe. Will FaZe win champs? Also, maybe. It's impossible to say. We have absolutely no idea. We thought we knew who was going to win champs the past 2 years, and that team got 7th both times. Sorry, Optic. It's just, whatever. But now I feel like it's impossible to know in this game. LG is obviously showing their dominance Splice is showing their dominance. Optic showed their dominance. It's really hard to determine what's going to happen in these coming months with FaZe and eUnited. Nothing could happen. Neither of them could win tournaments, and the whole huge roster shuffle that we thought was going to happen with MV could happen maybe after Season 2. I doubt it, though, before chance, but maybe that does happen. So we're really going to need to see how these guys perform at their weeks during Stage 2 and the Stage 2 playoffs, both huge times for them. Maybe, we'll see some scrims between them. A lot of players have been scrimming off of stream recently. Clayster did win that 2K a couple weeks ago with the eUnited guys. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this all does play out in the long term. I appreciate all of the love that has been on my last podcast. Obviously, it was my first podcast that I've ever done. I said that in the beginning of the video, but I really do appreciate all of the great criticisms or concerns or comments I got from you guys. Really does mean a lot. I've planned to make that podcast. I've planned to do all of this for a long time, and to see it all come to fruition is definitely a fantastic feeling. If you made it this far in the video, then I want to make sure, have you gotten Call of Duty World War II yet? Because if you haven't, definitely go check my Twitter. The link will be in the description. Because of the first podcast, I will be doing a Twitter giveaway of 2 copies of Call of Duty World War II. Does not matter the platform, preferably Xbox and or PlayStation, but I will be giving out 2 copies. You have until July 4th to do that, but all of the information is on Twitter. Just make sure to go down there and check my pinned tweet. It has all the instructions you would need. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you guys have any comments or anything about this situation. Do you think FaZe will be a premier team now? Finally be able to win championships? Do you think eUnited will go back to their eUnited form that they were, rivaling Optic at the beginning of the game? Let me know. I am really, really excited to see how this all plans out. Did wish for a little bit more Rostermania, though, but, we can only all be so lucky. I am happy to always sit down, take out the mic, camera, and talk about anything, Call of Duty related, gamer related, esports related, anything of the sort. So definitely let me know, guys. Until then, hope to see you guys soon. Take care.